Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and today, the monster returns! This is the support type that strikes fear into its enemies with just its silhouette alone. The terror that towers over them, bringing rains of steel while shrugging off whatever they throw in return. This is the Godzilla of the mobile suit world, the mighty Xamel. But this isn't just any Xamel we have today. This is the 650 cost level 4 Xamel, because we're here to show that after the fresh buffs from the last adjustment patch, not even the best raid types can stop the king of monsters. At 650 cost, the meta has disappeared after the crushing nerfs, but in its place, 2 new contenders appeared. The Rigil Defensor A unit and the new mobile suit of the week, the Red Zeta. While it didn't come with any funky new systems, it comes with very high stopping power and damage, and most importantly, it's really easy to use. This makes it indeed very popular this match. Doesn't seem to be faring that well though. As strong as the Red Zeta is, there are 2 things it can't get away from. First of all, it comes with no special leg buffers, which is why its feet just crack like nobody's business. And secondly, no one is getting away from the 680mm shell. With the new buffs, the ear-deafening 680mm APFSD shell is now stronger than ever. But it's not just the gun that got buffed. The Xamel is now stronger in every possible way. So, what are the buffs? First of all, the health buff. The classic start to any adjustment patch, the health buffs are usually just a small buff to adjust the survivability of a mobile suit. But the one on the Xamel today is a little different. It's a whopping 3000 health buff. At 28,000 base health, the Xamel now has the same base health as a Gustav Karl. While the significantly larger hitbox makes it take a lot more shots than the immovable wall itself, all that extra health still gives the Xamel even more opportunities to abuse its infamous shock absorber and damage control combo to bring devastating returning fire. Yep, that's the second buff to the Xamel. It now has damage control at level 2. Any level of damage control is already a great addition as it complements shock absorbers so well. Ignoring normal staggers at all times, it was hard enough to stop the Xamel, and now with damage control, even stagger accumulation becomes difficult to get. With damage control at level 2 on the level 4 Xamel, it takes 160% stagger accumulation to stop this monster, and the level 5 Xamel even takes 200% stagger accumulation. The only real way to stop the Xamel is to pray that your down attack goes through before any of his teammates arrive to remove you from existence. Next are the weapon buffs. The buffs to all 680mm cannon shells are extremely simple with 2 changes. Reduced animation after firing, and more damage. Across the board, the damage on each shell is increased depending on the Xamel's level. At level 1, this is just a minor 100 damage buff, but at level 4, that's 300 across the board. Might sound little when compared to the 28,000 health of the Xamel, but remember, the Xamel doesn't fire shells one at a time. When you get a strong stagger of the infamous APFSD shell, the next shot is guaranteed, and a third one if the target doesn't have evasions. This adds almost 1000 damage to the combo, even before factoring in the range attack of the Xamel. And with that, we get to the reason why we're using the Xamel now. With raid types all over the place at 650, defending yourself as a support type is difficult. But the Xamel has no such problem. The APFSD shell is not just a strong stagger, it is a lot of strong staggers. With only 8 seconds cooldown and a 6-shot mag, no other ranged weapon comes close to the capability of the Xamel to mass produce strong staggers. With this in his arsenal, the Rigil Defensor A unit and the Red Zeta's ability to transform now turns into a liability. All it takes is 1 strong stagger and the SO ends in a down and broken legs. with one more buff to the APFS DS shell, reducing the weapon swap time from 3 seconds to 2 seconds only. The Xamel now got what it takes to keep itself alive against the onslaught of raid types. All you have to do is to keep a shell in the mag at all times when you know an enemy raid type is alive, so you can drop him from the sky at any time with that battleship cannon of yours. Well, aim properly because the shell takes absolutely pinpoint aim. Do that and the Xamel is back to being the absolute menace it used to be. Even at ranges where it seemed safe, the Xamel can just drop a strong stagger and start comboing from 600 meters away. Start with the APFS DS, swap to the HE shell to chain the stagger, and you can get a third cluster shot in if the enemy doesn't evade. That's 6,000 damage before factoring mobile suit attack and defense. And even with that, the Xamel always has the upper hand, thanks to the low ballistic defense across 650 and the 97 ranged attack. With 4 new close range and mid-range custom part slots thanks to the new buffs, the Xamel now got plenty of slots for big custom parts. Using heavy armor, I managed to get 40, 40, 38 defense, but you can get similar stats with just normal parts alone. And in both cases, you reach a whopping 97 ranged attack with just the basic range attack pass, making enemies shiver in fear just by seeing this hulking silhouette over the horizon. Red Zeta number 1 gets lucky and gets away from our shell with the Psycho Neutralizer activation again, but the second one not so much as we land the shell right after his counter animations. Lucky you, Rigil Defensor A unit, having the strongest support type in game to cover your back. The Red Zeta Psycho Neutralizer proves to be incredibly strong, making the Xamel do only 40% damage when counting in the typing disadvantage. That's why I had been aiming for their feet, which has no special buffers and is never covered by their shield. Last 10 seconds and we'll just keep holding down this ramp. Almost got a full combo on the support type Kakushiki. Sometimes I just wish this game comes with manual shell drop so I can shoot straight. Two Red Zetas on the enemy team, but even that is not stopping the King of Monsters from taking over the top chart. With the addition of damage control and 3,000 extra base health, nothing is stopping the Xamel from landing strong stagger after strong stagger, taking control over the entire match. And it's not just in maps where sight lines are long. With surprisingly good mobility for a support type, I've been getting wins even in Arctic base. Just to be extra careful about the Rigil charge attacks. One more thing to add before I end the video. The new buffs added a lot to the actual main weapon of the Xamel, the 8-tube missile launcher. They now do incredible damage, and most importantly, takes just 0.5 seconds to swap into. So when you pull a counter off, which trust me, you will, these missiles are your best follow-up while you fluster away. That's it from me today, and the latest.